So lately there's been a lot of confusion as to why we need BBAs, not BBLs, BBAs, buyer broker agreements. Anyway, there's been a lot of confusion as to why we need those. It all came about when the legislation decided that you realtors had to have your customers sign those, your buyer brokers, your buyers, to decide who was going to pay your commission. So granted, we as lenders, we don't care how much you make on your commission. We don't care who's paying you on your commission. It makes no difference to us. But if the buyer is in fact going to pay your commission, we have to have that. Just like when you have addendums to the contracts. If there's 1, 2, and 3 addendum and you give us 2 and 3 but not 1, we do need 1, 2, and 3. We need all the addendums. Well, the BBA is also something like we need when we need an FHA addendum or anything like that. Because that buyer broker agreement, if the buyer is in fact agreeing to pay your commission, then we need to make sure they have cash to close and cash to do that. If they need a gift, we need to document that gift. Granted, again, this is money the buyer's paying to you, but as a lender, we have to make sure that they have enough money to close the whole transaction. And part of that transaction is paying your commission. So when we do ask for that buyer broker agreement, it's not that we're trying to intrude on you. It's not that we're trying to, tell somebody you're getting paid too much or should be paid some other way. That has nothing to do with it because, again, we're neutral. We're Switzerland. We don't care. We do not care, but we do care if the buyer doesn't have enough cash to close. And 5 days before closing, when we're trying to settle and even that CD and make sure it all balances, and all of a sudden the buyer needs to come to the table with $15,000 because they have to pay you, and we didn't know about it, and the buyer has $4,000 or $200 or no dollars, we need to make sure, because we've got to find out where they're going to come up with that money. And it's better that they know ahead of time, like at the beginning of the transaction, when we have 4 weeks to find out if they have a relative that can give them money, or if they have a 401k they can take money out of, or whatever reason, wherever that money's going to come from, and not under the mattress. But if we need to know where that comes from, we do need to document that. So again, when we ask you for your BBA or your buyer broker agreement, please just send it on over, or even better, just send it with the contract originally, because we're going to ask for it, and yes, we do need it. So if you've got any questions about addendums or anything that need to be filled in, or things that maybe you don't need to submit to us, give me a call. We can talk about it. Dawn Hall, Van Dyke Mortgage, 239-789-7561. Want to be your lender for life.